There's a young cowboy, he lives on the range. His horse and his cattle are his only companions. He works in the saddle and he sleeps in the canyons, waiting for summer, his pastures to change. And as the moon rises, he sits by his fire, thinking about women and glasses of beer, and closing his eyes as the doggies retire. He sings out a song which is soft, but it's clear, as if maybe someone could hear. Ah, good night, you moonlight ladies, rock-a-bye, sweet baby James. Deep greens and blues are the colors that I choose. Won't you let me go down in my dreams and rock-a-bye, sweet baby James. Now the 1st of December was covered with snow. So was the turnpike from Stockridge to Boston. All the birches seemed dreamlike on account of that frosting. With 10 miles behind me and 10,000 more to go. There's a song that they sing when they take to the highways, a song that they sing when they take to the sea, a song that they sing of their home in the sky. Maybe you can't believe it if it helps you to sleep, but singing works just fine for me. Ah, good night, you moonlight ladies, rock-a-bye, sweet baby James. Deep greens and blues are the colors that I choose. Won't you let me go down in my dreams and rock-a-bye, sweet baby James. Well, needless to say, that's a great song. I'm not sure I play that exactly right. In fact, I know I played it wrong for a lot of years, because in high school I learned a lot of those songs and they sounded, I think they sounded nice. People always liked them. But then over the years I would play with other people like, oh, you're playing that wrong. So, but I guess one thing I would say about that is James Taylor is such a subtle and nuanced guitar player, and he also always played with great other musicians. And sometimes you might be hearing two guitars, but there's always movement in that's in those guitar parts and in the other instrumentation as well. But that's one of the things that makes for really nice acoustic music. There's always movement. It's never in the way, but you just see a lot of just little walk-ups. And a lot of those chords aren't really like... But anyway, I'll show you the intro to that, because and then you can kind of follow the chords as I put them on there. But the intro is a G chord. You just walk from a G down to the E minor and back up to G, and then an A sus. And that's the thing about James Taylor. He has all kinds of kind of ringing chords that you often aren't really hearing straight up chords, that are right out of the musicology textbook. They're you hear kind of overtone chords and passing notes and things like that. So it's that's a sus chord. So that would be, you probably know that, but it's like an A7th chord. And then you put your ring finger up to the 3rd fret, and you get that great sus chord. That's in so much great music. I think some of those cliches of 60s and 70s rock, I sometimes think they're lost on younger guitar players, and that's one reason maybe the people say that you don't hear as much good guitar and music. I don't know. I'm sure that's not really true, but a lot of those sus chords, and so that that's in Fire and Rain. That's in so many songs. That's picking up the pieces of my sweet and shattered dream. I wonder how that from my head down to my shoes. That's that same sus chord. And when James Taylor plays a D chord, a lot of times he just rolls it a little bit. He takes that finger off. Gotta be careful there. Oops, no offense. But he takes that finger off. And by the way, one of the things that I try not to think about it too much, and I don't even really feel like it's that helpful to break it down and explain every little thing. But that right hand picking is just, let's see. And he might finger pick. I kind of, and the other thing is I use hybrid picking, like, and I do it differently. Sometimes I don't think about it, and I don't worry too much about playing it just like the record. If it sounds like the song roughly, I'm happy. So usually other people are too, but it's you could just play with the pick. But I like to, I don't know, for some reason but it's not country, but it does borrow from folk music and country music. Those really, when you want them, those really straight, alternating, that really, like you'd hear in folk music. So it's a, just don't overpick, but also, kind of as you can, try to add some of those little walk notes. I don't, you can kind of see what I'm doing, and see those, the bass notes are really important. Bum, 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 bum. See. I walk down when I'm playing that, and that's an F minor 7th, F minor 7th, and then I usually walk down to the B minor, and here's another walk up. I have that little thing. That little memory I shared. It's called music lessons, life lessons, or something like that. It's in that About Me playlist. But I talk about how that guy at summer camp showed me Time in a Bottle. I guess I was about 13 or 14, and he showed me that. And from Jim Croce, Time in a Bottle, and he just walked away from about. He showed it to me in about 5 minutes and walked away. I guarantee he doesn't remember that. That was one of the most important things that's ever happened to me in terms of guitar playing. He showed me that, and I couldn't play it at all. But that was in summer camp, so it was probably like early August. But I had it down by about Christmas. So then. But you can do, those are kind of nice things in James Taylor too. So works in the saddle and he sleeps in the canyons, waiting for summer, his pastures to change. And as the moon rises, he sits by his. You can just walk up, or you can just play, and you do what's comfortable for you, play the song as it's comfortable for you, and don't necessarily try to play it like anybody else anyway, and maybe what's comfortable you for today, and you play it, and keep the feel of the song. That's the main thing. But if you can add some of those little walks and things, he works in the saddle and sleeps in the canyons, waiting for summer, his pastures to change. And as the always have trouble saying fire. I always say fire. And riders sits by his fire, thinking about women in glasses again. See how there I'm doing that hybrid picking, where I use these two fingers. Glasses again. Here I'm doing that. Anyway, you can follow the chords, and I wouldn't, you know, you can put in any of those runs you want, but the main thing is follow the chords, and that intro is. Let's do it real solid. Thanks. God bless. Great artist. We'll do some more James Taylor.